Welcome back, Space Engineers. This is Yloh, and we are going to continue our series on building tips in Space Engineers. As you can see here, I've done a little bit since we've last left. I apologize for it being a long time. I am a relatively busy guy. I've got two jobs right now to help support our family, and so that leaves me relatively little time to do any recording. This episode, I wanted to talk about lighting and some of the things that you can do to add some interest to your design through lighting. Now, I went and kind of dinked around with this, and I don't like it. And I'm going to probably do something a little bit different this go around. What I did is I went ahead and put some corner lights. The corner lights don't seem to have a lot of range. I've added a radius to them and then bumped up their intensity, and that's about the best that I can get out of them. So we'll kind of dink around with that a little bit. I added some antennas so that I have remote access to the grid so that I can go in there and mess around with the lights. So those are not permanent. But lighting is such an impactful way of getting your design to have a little bit more interest. You can kind of see here that this is kind of glowing on one of my projects that I am working on. I have, where did it go? No, I haven't published that one yet. So it is going to be right here. Alright, so might actually give me an error because I did not think about the fact that it does not have, they've changed some settings in here, and if you put too many things in here, it doesn't like it, so, but we'll see. It's gonna let me. Probably because I don't have any assemblers or any of that junk in my into this guy here yet. It's totally empty. Alright. Yeah, and they must have done something a little bit different, but you can see here that I have some corner lights, and I have put a white background on the back side of it, and added a little light there, and all it's doing is just adding just a little bit of interest. It almost feels like an engine, or something that's supposed to be there. You could do that to your nacelles or something like that to kind of give it a little bit more punch. And so I think we're going to do something similar to that with this particular build that we've got over there. This is kind of continuing my series on the SMD line of stuff. This is going to be my cargo ship. I've got a system here that takes these little they're all connected by merge blocks, and you can take these out, and this little ship here is remote controlled, and you can go and take it to another area and attach it to another ship, but that's for probably another ship tour or something like that in the future. But kind of like this one. Alright, see you later. So let's continue. Now, of course, I had it upside down. So let's continue. I was kind of thinking about something like this. So I'm just going to start with, I kind of wanted to like pretend like I had a fuel, or like instead of just our hydrogen engines, I was thinking about making it look like I have some extra thrusters on here. So let's change the color to white, and Shift Control does the whole thing. Thank you for that once again for that tip. And all right, so I am going to now let's take it one more square in each direction. Here to there, I think. There's our center. And for now, I'm going to just make it a square. We're going to change that. And let's add a power source to the back here so we can see what kind of lighting we've got going on. I think also the lighting is affected by your skybox, so that might be another thing too. Okay. I kind of want to have, let's see if I can do it. Might have to go another. Alright, so let's do this real quick. This is my thoughts on this one. I'm going to start with just a Celtic cross theme for a second here. Which way is that one? Man, that is hard to tell. Okay, here we go. So if we do that, and we do that, we can do that. Do that. Mackerel. There we go. Okay. Kind of like that actually. Although it would be nice if that was not square. What if we add a solid block there, solid block there, solid block there, solid block there, and then hold on. Will it let me do that? No, it won't. Darn. Okay. No deal. No big deal. Let's do this for now. And to give us a little contrast, let's change this to black. Probably should have been mirroring this. Oh, crap. It's okay for now. Actually, we can do that, that, not too shabby. I'm not fantastically happy with it, but this is for demonstration purposes only, really, anyway. So, all right, let's see. Let's experiment around with the lights. Now, I'm going to add one here. One here. One here. One here. And I think I want to add one here. Here, 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 and there. So I don't think you can actually see those. You can see these here. Now you can kind of see them, but that's fine. All right. So now let's go into this guy and find our corner lights. For sure, let's do a intensity. Let's do this for now. I want to get my orange, so 86. See how that looks. It's kind of cool. I wish it was brighter. Now, of course, we can make it look. Holy cow, what's wrong with me? Okay, here we go. We can make it look like a proper, nope. Proper circle. Yeah, I probably should have gone one square larger, but that is okay. No. All right. These are all new. I had not been in Space Engineers for a while. I haven't been able to play much. That's fantastic. One of the things I've been also dinking around with while I have it in my thoughts is I need to start timing my episodes and get them to a nice regular length, and so they just aren't drawn out. And so I will be working on that diligently. But I do want to convey some knowledge that I have, or that I've learned, or that I love Space Engineers. I want people to enjoy it the same as I do. So this. There's not one there. For now, I'll just put it back as it was. Nope. Oh my god, there we go. It is a tad bit big for what I was planning to do with it. I was thinking about, well, we'll just kind of throw that over here. I don't want this now. Just for kicks and giggles. But it is something that can be very impactful on your build. So let's say that I can kind of make these look like, you know, thrusters or you know, energy signatures or heat exhaust or something of that nature. You can do a lot with lighting. And so I will be working on this. I'm not, you know, entirely pleased with this. Of course, it was only for demonstration purposes, but you can kind of get an idea that you can add a lot with lighting. The next thing we're going to talk about today, before I let you go, is deconstructing certain blocks to give you different detail than just the regular thing. So, for example, I really like hydrogen tanks in their native form. Let's just add one. Let's see, it's a 3 to this side for demonstration purposes. That looks like I'm going to have to... No, okay. Now it needs to be inside more. Let's take that guy out. Let's go one more deep. Yeah. Alright, so we've got our hydrogen tank, and you can it just innately gives you some detail. Of course, I'm not particularly sure that I'd recommend putting your hydrogen tanks exposed, just from a designer's standpoint. But from a aesthetic standpoint, now it adds a little bit of character to that particular part of the ship. On top of that, there is a ton, let's get a slow grinder, a ton of different views you can get by deconstructing some of these into its different stages of construction. So, like here, we've got a completely metal, aluminum, or kind of a you know, you've got the inside tank, a cage on the outside. That's a lot of detail that we've added to this particular hydrogen tank. It's not a functional one, and we don't want it to be in this particular case. It's totally for visuals. Of course, they kind of made it so in this particular build state of the game, they've made it so that it's all one color, but that's okay. Another one that works really well is tires. If you want to add some cylinders to your build, tires when you deconstruct them. Add, again, another facet or another level of detail to your build. So you see here we've got some. Now you could put like an antenna on that. In fact, let's just do that just for kicks and giggles. Of course, it's not centered, but you might be able to actually do something like this. Let's see what this does. Not a huge fan. Kind of looks cool. In fact, let's see what happens if you deconstruct that. Obviously, I don't want 500 antennas on my build. We just want it to be kind of sticking out. And let's go one deconstruct. In fact, let's do that on all of them. Do these have another stage? Yeah. That actually just gets more blockier, but so let's, yeah, there we go. This works especially well if you're wanting to do like a pirate themed ship. Having deconstructed walkways work really well to give you kind of a pirate feel to your ship. I'm obviously going to be taking all of that off because this one I want to have it kind of clean, but you can kind of see the value of deconstructing certain aspects of your build and just keeping it that way just for aesthetics. Especially if you wanted to do a curve or something like that, and you could take out part of this and add a deconstructed hydrogen tank. In fact, let's just do that to see what it looks like. So we're going to. Oh, I've got one there. Boo. Let's take one out right here. So I do want it to go here, here, here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Take that out. I think that's enough to put in our hydrogen tank here. Help it along here. I want it to go right there. Yeah. Let's make it a gray color. And instead of going along with the blocks here, this is obviously naturally curved, so it adds another dynamic. Of course, you're exposing your hydrogen tanks, and I'm not sure if you have them filled, whether or not or they're just there for aesthetics. I'm gonna have to kind of do some testing on that, but it does definitely add some detail to your build. So I think that's gonna wrap us up for this episode of building tips in Space Engineers. Let me know what you think as far as the lighting and the deconstruction of different components in Space Engineers. And if you have some visuals that really look well, if you've got some builds, let me know. and I will be happy to even feature them on some of this especially if I like it, and I will definitely probably incorporate it into this build. So once again, thank you for watching. This has been Yloh, and you have a good day. Oh, and by the way, if you like this video, please subscribe and give me a comment. If for any reason you did not like it, of course, also give me a comment. I would love to know how to improve this channel. I'm going to try to spend a lot more time recording episodes in Averon, in Space Engineers, and I think I will also start something in Medieval Engineers. So hopefully stay tuned for all of that. Anyway, once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.